This is James Watt. Friday afternoon. We need some sunshine in our lives. Let's bring in Danielle Hope. Hello, Danielle.
Hi.
Good to have got you. Finally forgot you. That's good news. You're in our London studio today.
Yes, I am. Yes.
And of course, Dorothy. You're not. We found Dorothy, and you're not Dorothy anymore, are you?
No. I did Dorothy, and then I played Eponine, and now I'm just back to Danielle. So I hope that's all right.
Plain old Danielle. We need to find out all about it. Tell you what, the roads are going mad today, so we'll do a bit of travel. Come back in 2 seconds. Okay, okay. James Watt, BBC Radio Stoke. Danielle Hope with us to talk about what she's doing at the moment. She's coming to Stafford in a few weeks' time as well. Oh, it's all going on today. Hey, ray of sunshine. We got sunshine here anyway. Danielle Hope.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, that's good. Oh, now we got to go back to. I've got to position you in everyone's mind because you, for a while, you were on Saturday Night TV all the time.
Indeed.
With Over the Rainbow.
Gosh, it was like 3.5 years ago or something.
Yeah.
It does not feel like that at all. It could have been, 12 months ago.
Yeah. Because you're only, 17, 18 when that was going on?
Yeah, I was 17 when we started, and I'm 21 now. So.
Yeah. And so what about that as an experience to be on prime, all of a sudden, from nowhere, to be on primetime TV?
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? From absolutely nothing to launching onto that. And what an amazing experience that we all had, like all of us girls.
Yeah.
And a really unique experience as well. And yeah, it was just crazy because you've got the live cameras and you're in the studio and you've got the live audience, and it's not just the people, around you watching, which is what you're used to as a theatre performer, doing stuff at school and all of that. All of a sudden, you're looking through a lens and 7 million people are looking back on the other end.
Did you think about that when you were looking into the lens about the 7 million people?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. We did not have time. I think... obviously, like, adrenaline was so high and we just had so much stuff to get through, and we were just so focused that we didn't even have time to get nervous, never mind think about what was happening.
Yeah. And
just kind of thought, do it.
and because how did you apply for that? How did that happen? What's that?
Well, I was in sixth form, so I was doing my A2s, and I was looking at drama school applications for 3 years to go and get my degree, and this thing popped up. A friend of mine, Hillary, called and said, there's this Andrew's looking for a Dorothy or so. Andrew Lord Webber is looking for a Dorothy, the Lord, and it looks like something you'd be all right at. And I was like, oh no, it's not really for me, and maybe not. And then she was like, well, it might just be good as a practice, for an audition before you go down to London and do the big drama school auditions. And I thought, all right, what have I got to lose? Turns out not very much. Everything to gain. And it was just, I auditioned at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, where Manu are, and I used to work as a waitress in there, so it was in the same suite, and it was just all a bit mad, to be honest.
Were there lots of potential Dorothys in there at the same point?
Oh yes, 9,000 of us. 9,000.
What? They turned up at Manchester?
No, across the week. Yeah, but there were thousands of us.
Wow. Were the TV? I presume were the TV cameras at that point as well?
Yeah, they had bits and bobs because they've got some footage, from like the first days, and it's funny, isn't it? Because they've got cameras around, and you think, well, there's no point in filming me. I'll never get it. We just kind of sat there like, oh, it seems so far away.
Yeah.
And now it's quite nice actually, to see pictures or any kind of footage from that first day.
So did they talk to you on day one?
Yeah, a little bit. There was like a small group of us. You get talking to everyone. When you're up north as well, everyone does talk, unlike down here. No, I'm joking.
No, it's okay. It can be as rude about something as you like. Well, at the moment, that's no problem. We'll go with that.
So that they did this funny thing when we all had to line up and like in single file and say, I'm Dorothy, and kind of push the person in front of you out to one side.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I did that. I think that's the only thing that I did. I got like dragged into it.
And
it was quite funny.
And then you at that point you then get picked for the show, I presume, at some point in that sort of process.
Yeah, so you have the 9,000, which then becomes 100, which then becomes 50,
wow,
which then becomes 20.
Yeah.
And then the 20, that's when we moved to London.
Can you believe your luck when you got to the 20?
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, no. And even then it was kind of like, oh, well, this is a bit of a fluke. it's my turn now. You know, I'll go.
Yeah.
Because every week on the live shows, we all had to pack our bags in the Dorothy house. The night before the live show, because we didn't know who was going home. So it was kind of strange because, you know, when you move out of home, you go to university or you go far away.
Yeah.
It's like the move. Whereas I never feel like I've ever made the move to London. I just kind of like gradually made a home here because I just stayed a week longer and then a week longer.
So they actually physically made you pack your bags before every show at the weekend?
Yeah, because there wouldn't be time, you see, the next day, because you'd have to be out the house. So we just thought, well, we get it all done.
You could go back, couldn't you? Couldn't you go back? That wasn't allowed, wasn't it, that?
Oh, I think we went back for one night, but you got picked up so early in the morning, so it was just easier to do
you
that.
never got picked up, did you?
I didn't get picked up, no. Packed my bag.
Yeah, and then, of course, you got saved by the Lord at some point.
I did, twice, actually.
Yeah.
I think we were all in the bottom two, at least once. It was a really mixed group, but I think it was just because everyone was so talented, and it really could have gone any way. None of us had any prediction or any idea. We were just like, okay, let's just go and enjoy it as best we can. And we sat down, like the four of us, when we were at the semi-finals, and just kind of said, look, okay, one of us four has to win this. Like, there's no getting around that. We can't say, oh, it's not me.
Yeah.
One of us has to. Let's just congratulate ourselves now for being here and just love it, and and just have a go and just enjoy it and see what happens. And everyone from the programme has gone on to do amazing things, and everyone's really busy, so it's been a great platform really for all of us, because we were all right at the beginning of our careers, so it was really exciting.
I mean, it must have been amazing, because you didn't, obviously it was totally down to a public vote at the end of the day, wasn't it?
100%. So like you say, it could have gone any way, and depending on who was tuning in on that night or who'd gone on holiday, or you never know, do you? It could have been either way easily.
And what was that moment like when they read your name out?
Oh, you know what? It's quite... I look back with a bit of comedy, to be honest, because I didn't... If you look back, I don't cry, I don't do anything, because I'm in pure shock. But we got... because no one ever thinks they're going to win. I didn't anyway. I really didn't. And they kind of ran us through the choreography and the rehearsals of what you had to do if you'd won. And you're like, okay, it's like, it's never going to happen, I'm never going to have to do it. And you're kind of half listening. So... I'm walking over, and I walked to Andrew, and we were told to stand and wait. Now, the ruby slippers that have been in this glass ball for the whole time were like an average of all the girls' shoe sizes. And lovely Lauren is like a size 3 or 4, and me and Sophie were size 6. So these are like a 4.5, so they don't fit anyway. We've all tried them in dress rehearsal, and no one can get in them. So I've got that on my brain. And we're supposed to wait until Andrew hands over, like a proper regal, here are your ruby slippers that you'll be wearing for the next however long. And you just see me just take them, get them on my feet and walk. And it's as if I'm just like a robot doing, okay, I've got to put the shoes on, I've got to get on step 8, I've got to stand, I've got to look at camera 4, and I have to sing now. Danielle, you have to sing now. You've got to do so. And I can see it in my face, and it's just so funny. It's so funny.
What an event!
I know, it was magical. It was just a complete shock, and I think it wasn't until I was in the balloon and kind of looking down, I just thought, oh my goodness, this my dream. Like it's actually happening. I'm actually going to get to go and perform on a stage and the Palladium in the West End, and I'm 18, and it was all of those things, and it's been amazing. It really has.
We need to find out what you're doing now and what you're coming to Stafford for. We'll play a quick song. We'll come back in just a moment.
Lovely.
Because it's a great story. Okay, here's Nelson. Without You, this is James Watt, BBC Radio Stoke, with Danielle Hope. You all know Dorothy from The Big Show, of course. Wow. And that was years ago now, and you've moved on. So you've done many other West End shows, and you've been in Les Mis?
Yes, I've just finished in Les Mis. I did a year as Dorothy, and then straight away moved on and did a year as Eponine.
Is that how it happens? Is that now you're in there? It's now, hey, you move from one show to another show with considerable ease?
Oh God, no, ease. That is not a word that I would ever use in this profession or industry. No, it's, what? It's all about what is around and what's right for you, and if you're available when something's casting, and I've played Dorothy, who's about 16, and then Eponine, who's similar age, and there are some fantastic parts, and sometimes, you know, you might not have the right colour hair, or you might be a bit too young. Because I'm in that weird cusp now of I've played a couple of principal roles that have been wonderful, but I'm a little bit too young for some of the other, you know, leading lady roles. So yeah, I'm just having a really good time doing bits and bobs, and, you know, teaching and going to class as well, actually having time to go and study again and do all of that.
So when you go for you went for Les Mis, you have to go for a proper audition, but I guess they say come at 10 o'clock, they don't say queue up.
Oh yes, you have a set time. Yeah, it's not a queue up and then, you know, in a line and we'll bring you in one by one. It's you have a set time, and to be honest, it's very similar to the program in terms of, you know, you take a song or they give you show material and you go in and then you wait to hear. I think the thing about the show is obviously you know instantly yes or no. You perform, you stand, and they say, you know, yes or no. Yeah. Whereas with this, you could be waiting a couple of days, couple of weeks, a month. You know, who knows?
Wow.
But yeah, so it's kind of the same routine. You get recalls, and, you know, you get more material and things, and yeah. So I did all of that.
And you're coming to Stafford Grammar School.
I am.
What are you doing? What on earth are you? Well, great. Why are you coming to Stafford Grammar School?
Oh, I'm so excited. Obviously, being a northern bird, I just want to do as much as I can, you know, up north and everywhere really. But I've always loved teaching. Even when I went to Knutsford High School, I would always kind of be watching and trying to help, you know, any of the performing arts staff, and we've just kind of set up this like masterclass kind of setup, and I'm going to go in and work with the students on acting through song, and just try and give anything that I've learned from my experience so far, anything that I can pass on that might be helpful to them potentially. Just go and work with them. And it's so amazing when you go into any kind of school or, you know, institute for any of that performing arts, because the energy and it's incredible, and it's so infectious, and they're really inspiring, and we're doing like the masterclass, and then we're doing a concert afterwards, like kind of, you know, tagging on to the end, just because I think it's great to be able to, you know, present and perform what we've been working on, trying all the new techniques that we'll be, you know, exploring, and just for their friends and family to be like, oh yeah, we can actually see what you've been up to.
Fantastic.
Because you don't always get that opportunity at school, do you? You work really hard and then you've done it, and then that's it. It's in the studio and no one gets to see it. So it'll be a really, really nice opportunity to share with their friends and family as well.
And then at Christmas time, hopefully keeping your clothes on, we've got Gokwan in the panto.
Yes.
Birmingham, isn't it?
It is, Birmingham Hippodrome, yeah. It's my first panto, so I'm absolutely thrilled and very excited.
And you're working with, there's a stellar cast. You got John Partridge, who was one of the judges.
He was,
on the show.
So I'm lucky enough to have him as my prince.
Yeah.
And we've got.
Will he tell you off a lot then? You know, because he was obviously giving you advice on the show. You know, he's like your boss type kind of thing. Oh yeah,
completely. I mean, I'm sure he'll be keeping me in line. And then we've got lovely Gokwan, as you said, and Stephanie Beecham and Gary Wilmot and Paul Zerdin.
It's your first time in panto. Were you never in panto when you were a kid dancer?
No, because I was never a child dancer or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've never done, you know, I did bits and bobs growing up, and then I kind of left it and did horsey stuff.
Yeah. Well, Danielle, absolutely fascinating to talk to you today. Lovely to catch you.
And
we'll look for. You're at St Helens tomorrow doing the rugby or something?
I am, yeah. Australia and Fiji singing the national anthem. So
wow,
I think it'll be like the biggest live crowd. Yes, definitely. Oh, my goodness.
You got your wellies?
Pressure. I have. I can wear them under the dress. No heels on the pitch, please. Because it's terrifying though, singing someone's national anthem, because I'm not from there as well. Just got to get it so spot on, so doesn't let anyone down.
Well, Danielle, if you could pass in the M6, as I know you go up and down a lot in Knutsford, so pop in for a cup of tea. We'll come in.
I love that. I love that.
Just come on in, we'll chew the fat, all right?
Yay.
Danielle, good to talk to you. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Danielle Hope, and let's finish off with an overtone song. Why not? Because it's Friday.